Thank you for downloading this Absolute Radio podcast.
Get your tickets before anyone else to see Pearl Jam at Hard Rock Calling next summer. Go to absoluteradio.co.uk/tickets.
This is The Edge. I'm Steve Harris, and we're joined on the show tonight by a living legend, everybody. A living legend on The Edge. I'm just sitting feet away from Graham Coxon.
Hello.
Hello, Graham. Are you all right?
Yeah.
It's really very, very good to have you on the show.
Cheers. It's tiring being a living legend.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine what it's like. We're here to talk about the brand new album, Love Travels at Illegal Speeds, which is out to buy this week. And it's your fifth. It's your fifth album. You're kind of a prolific solo artiste. Is it your sixth? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it number 6?
Yeah. I lose count as well.
I researched that and
today.
everything. Okay. It's your album number 6 from Graham Coxon.
Yeah.
You are prolific, and 6 in how many years? Since you left for 3 years? 3 or 4 years?
Oh, no, I started doing them when I was
So you did
around
28. So you did 3 when you were in Blur, 2 or 3 when you were in Blur.
Yeah,
And
basically.
then so this is your third as an out-and-out solo artist.
Yeah.
How does it exactly work? Do you kind of go from one record to the next? Do you take a bit of a break, or is it kind of seamless, you know?
It's sort of seamless with the writing. I do slow down after recording when I, have to talk about it a lot more these days.
Yeah.
When I go on the road these days. So it slows me up a bit. But it's still something that I can't not do, pick up guitars. I have them strategically placed, so I can't really escape them. So if I sit down, there'll be one knocking about there. If I go to bed, there might be one knocking about there. So I always keep playing, and then tunes just crop up. They sort of just seem to do that.
I suppose releasing an album now is kind of a bigger, longer process for you as a solo artist, whereas but maybe the early ones that you released, you could just bang and get out there. Yeah. Now you have got the whole, you're promoting it, you're touring it, you're gigging, it's almost, you're back on that cycle of...
I know, I'm doing
maybe
it...
Maybe you tried to get away from that in the early days, and you're back involved doing it again. Does it feel like that at all?
Well, at the beginning I was doing it for some sort of... because it was music that I didn't think Blur would want to do. And just to do my own thing, explore my own stuff. So it was a sideline, but now since it's become my only thing, it's my career, I suppose.
Yeah.
That thing that was my hobby again. I keep doing things that my hobby for a living, and then having a hobby during that, and then changing over to that and making that hobby my career. So yeah, I'm sort of doing it like... I thought I'd regret it if I didn't have a go at it like
full time.
All the grown-ups and the big boys did, touring, making videos and stuff like that. So I'm giving that a go. You
work with Stephen Street again on this album.
Yeah.
You two must be like really good mates. You worked together for so long. I mean, during the Blur days, and this is how many albums did you produce? Solo albums did you produce of yours now? This is
2 now.
This is the second one now.
Yeah.
So you decided to work with him again.
Yeah.
Must have must know each other inside out.
Know each other pretty well. We go to barbecues over at each other's and we text each other.
Yeah.
He's really happy because the album is like album of the week, it's in Music Week or something, and so he's really happy about that. So we are like kids when the baby bit getting released and seeing what grades it's getting at school. It's like that, really. So yeah, we know each other pretty well, really. Yeah, he's a pretty consistent chap. He doesn't change very much.
So it's like, when you're making a record, you're revising for an exam, you sit the exam, you go away, you have your summer holidays, and then when the results come out, you come back together and compare what's gone on and stuff.
It's exciting.
Sort of like that.
This is one of the best bits of releasing an LP, really, seeing what people reckon.
And, do you still care? Do you still read the reviews and care what people think?
Yeah. My ego's still fragile. I still like nice things to be said.
Yeah.
And when people don't say nice things, then I just figure that they don't really know what they're on about. So
I think that's the right way of looking at it.
Because to me it was a successful record. It did what I set out to do. It sounds like it was meant to sound, and that's all I can do, really.
How's the art going? Is it going all right? How much is that's not going to be one of your hobbies that become a career? Is it? I mean, how much of your time does that take up? Is it purely a hobby at this stage? I mean, you do the artwork for all your records.
Yeah, that's sort of like commercial art, isn't it? It's working to a brief, my own brief.
Yeah.
And but the artwork is always a really nice pleasure to do. But this one actually took me ages. It's sort of a bit more complicated. Might not seem it when you look at it. It looks kind of still a bit scruffy, but it took me ages. And
this is for the front cover of the album.
Which is is a comet actually on the released album. which I kind of like, that being coupled with the idea of love and all that, because, you know, the Bay Tapestry and things like that, the comet was always a signal or a warning of doom or impending disaster, wasn't it? Which I thought was quite interesting.
It must become quite a big part of the whole release for you, the artwork now, you know. You've spent a lot of time planning it and working on it, and a big part of the process.
A lot of it is sketching in the cafe and then scanning and stuff. They give me jip about, you know, the next single now, doing some artwork for what the next single might be.
We're going to do all the singles as well.
It's quite a lot, and then single 2, vinyl.
Yeah, you know. For CD format 3B. I love the artwork for this album. It's very nice, but I have to say the artwork for The Kiss of Morning, I loved that. That was really beautiful. That was.
Well, the final artwork to this has got, if you get vinyl, there's some special sparkly bits on it.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Seen as you are a living legend, I'd like to get some of your views, if that's all right, on what's going down in music right now. Just a few Graham Coxon opinions. First of all, what we got for you, FIFA? We've got to get your take on the Arctic Monkeys very briefly. I know it's a big one at the moment. You approve of the band?
Oh yeah, very much approve of that.
Yeah.
Anything that, you know, anybody singing in accents that Americans can't understand.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
is good.
Were you at the Enemy Awards a few weeks ago?
No, I watched it on the telly.
You watched it on the telly because I know that you're a big Libertines fan and all they did and do, and it was kind of a bizarre one because Pete played with his band Baby Shambles and Carl played with his new band Dirty Pretty Things, and certainly at one point I think Pete was in the audience while Carl was on stage, and it was all a bit odd. What's your take on Baby Shambles? I know Dirty Pretty Things haven't released anything yet, but how do you see that whole thing going? What's your thoughts on the two bands and the way that things have gone musically? Because we know about all the other stuff.
Well, obviously I like them two blokes a lot, you know, as writers and people, as dynamic personalities and everything like that. So it's difficult. I mean, I just wish them both well, and I think the music they're both doing really fits with them as people.
Yeah.
Because the Baby Shambles is a shambles, really, you know, and in a way, it could be a lot worse, and I think it could be a lot better. I think you know, considering the states, altered states they could be in, there's so much scope and potential with Baby Shambles to be just incredible, I think. And with Carl's group, you know, I love Carl. He's fantastic, and he's very energetic, and I think there's, you know, great stuff from him. It
seems musically both those bands they've gone exactly, you know, with the Carl stuff and what I've heard of the Dirty Pretty Things. It's the real kind of angry, raw, almost up the bracket side of the Libertines, and then we all know the Baby Shambles album is maybe it could have been better in a different state, but it's the softer, romanticised stuff that Pete loves to do, and they've both gone their own the way you'd expect them to have gone when you know. Yeah,
Pete is like from 100 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, it's sort of fey and poetic and things like that, but it's still quite a tough nut. But then I think, when I think about Carl, I think about a pair of brogues stamping splinters off the stage, you know, stomping along. So, yeah, they've both got a great sort of, don't know, what's the word? Quality.
They got something about them.
Yeah.
So you've done some stuff with Pete, haven't you? You've played some gigs with Pete and stuff. Was it on your tour that he came on and did a few bits?
We played at the Forum, and he came on and we did Time for Heroes, which was nice. That's the first time I'd met him properly, really. Seen him at a few parties before, and it was always a bit blown away by he's very charismatic.
God, he is, isn't he?
Yeah. And he's bloody tall, and you're like, flipping heck, it's sort of a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
But he's a really nice guy.
Let's get back to you, shall we? I think. And what's going on live with you? And you're touring this album through March and April across the UK. Some big gigs going down. It's quite a big tour as well. Newcastle, Liverpool, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Leeds, Norwich, Leicester, Manchester, Cambridge, Oxford, Nottingham, Bristol, Brighton, London, Hammersmith, Palais. Makes you tired just saying them, doesn't it?
It does a bit, actually.
Your face.
How long is that? I have to call my agent.
Start on the 20th of March and finish on the 5th of April. That's not that bad. Couple of weeks.
That's all right. It's
couple of weeks
them in there, isn't it?
Yeah, so
that's good though, because I don't like being on tour and doing nothing. I like to be slamming through the days nicely. Yeah, that's good. But, you know, we'll be really good.
Looking forward to playing this album live. Is it going to be?
Yeah, it's good. We can play.
It's going to work well this live, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been playing sort of 4 or 5 of them for quite a while anyway. So yeah, it's good. It's going.
And I have my little thing here. I don't know. A special guest with new Britpop heroes, the Kaiser Chiefs on their April tour. What's that all about? Are you gonna guest on their tour, or are they guesting on yours?
No, they asked us to join them for just to sort of warm up. A warm up.
You can't warm up for the Kaiser Chiefs. What's going on there?
Well, you know, it's my special plan. You see,
you have no ego these days. That's your problem.
Well, I think it's something to do with meekness and inheritance and the earth.
Maybe it's that then.